Welcome you back to BLACKSITE tonight. We're going to talk about Candace Owens. You're not welcome back home. You're not welcome to the cookout. First, I would like for you to subscribe to this channel. Hit that like button. Hit that notification button. But also comment on this video. Candace Owens, we all know, the conservative commentator who was fired by the Daily Wire, who was run by small hats. We knew she was eventually going to get fired when she made those comments about Israel and what is going on in the Middle East. But it took her between 6 and 8 months before they fired her. And she went on the Breakfast Club basically trying to change her image in this interview to be more pro-black and saying things that are a little bit more liberal. But we have to understand someone like Candace Owens can be a chameleon. She can change her stripes at any second. And now she basically has no place to go. What I'm trying to say is, in the conservative commentary world, who wants to hire her? Who wants to make the enemy of AIPAC? Who wants to make the enemy of the small hats? And basically being blackballed. They control a lot of advertising. They control a lot of media, social media. And now she's on the other side of the spectrum. So where else could she land where she expects that they accept everybody? And that's the black community. But the black community has been harmed so much by her. Yes, at times she says some intellectually good things, but the harm that she has done over the past 10 years to the community, basically being the pivot man or the pivot woman for the conservative movement against the black community, saying things these other blogs, websites, or podcasts couldn't say. She would come on their channel, Fox News, and say the things, if they knew they said it, they would be called racist. So she was that person. But now that she has been cast aside, now she has had her nigga wake up call. Now she's looking forward to trying to get back into this spectrum, somewhere where she knows she can land softly. But that's not happening. You see plenty of people out here saying, hey, don't take her back. Everybody from Tariq Nasheed to Roland Martin to Professor Black Truth, anybody you can think of is saying, hey, let's not take her back. Let's not let her back into this house. Don't invite her to the cookout. She should not be invited because of what she has done, the damage she has done, what she did during the George Floyd incident, which George Floyd was killed, and how she said some of the most vicious things about George Floyd, and these other incidents that happens, what happened with the police, in which these people had no rights, they shouldn't have never died, and there should be a law against what the police are doing to unarmed black men and black women. But she seems to was on the other side of the spectrum, fighting the conservative route against police brutality. Candace Owens has to understand, once you make that pivot to the right, you have to stay there. You have to fight your fight on your own, because what she did was harm the black community for decades. I know we do things in our community that should be exposed, like black on black violence or mothers who don't have fathers at home. Those things can be talked about, but the way she expressed them and the way she talked about them with the venom in her heart towards the black community says a lot about who she really is. Now, I know the reason why. She was looking for somewhere she could fit, somewhere where she can raise her visibility, somewhere where she could be a star. That's why she moved to the right side of the spectrum, because you have so many people on the left who are those commentaries or civil rights advocates, but she right now has no place to stay. So what does she do? She starts her own podcast. She's a multimillionaire. She has a white husband. She can start her own podcast, like I just said. She can go to another conservative outlet if they will take her. But I doubt that anyone would take her, simply because she has that scarlet letter on her head from the small hats, which is the Jewish community, that she should not be dealt with in conservative circles. So she thinks that somehow she can jump on the train of the black community, and it's just not going to happen. You know, I hate to say it, we don't want to forgive as much as we did 20 years ago. We are on a path of reparations, which you don't support. We're on a path of trying to get what is rightfully owed us. You're not on that point. You're still on that point of all the things you have said in the past, that you are against what we are trying to gain in Black America. So if those who wish to let her in, they should. You know, if it's 10% of the black population, they should. They want to listen to her, they should. But not to let her in and be part of us. That's not going to happen. And we should treat people just like other communities treat their so-called traitors. They throw them out to the wolves. And she's been thrown out to the wolves by the small hats. Basically said, we don't want you no more. We don't need you no more. Go home. And that's how they treat you when they're finished with you. That's why when you pick up and you side with them, you should know how this is going to end. The playbook has already been written 100 or 1,000 times. It doesn't end up with a fairy tale story. This ain't no story made for the black girl in white America. I would love to hear your comments in the comments section. I want to thank you for listening to BLACKSITE. Hope you subscribe to this channel. Smash that like button, but also share this video.